Good afternoon. It's meteorologist Michael Fecka. Welcome back to the afternoon weather update that we do here every day at 2:30 during the work week and sometimes on weekends if there is an alert in effect. But we don't have any alerts here for the next several days. It's actually going to be quite a nice pattern here through the weekend, and then we start to get a little bit more active with multiple rounds of showers and even some thunderstorms as we go through next week. But looking at what we're watching for the next several days, high pressure builds in through the rest of today and stays with us through the weekend. So that's going to keep us dry with sunny skies like we're seeing this afternoon. We'll likely see more sunshine Saturday and Sunday. It's also going to continue to remain dry and warm up as well. So while we might start the weekend in the lower 70s, we might top out in the upper 70s to near 80 degrees by the time we get into Sunday. And then, as I mentioned, we get a little bit more active once again with a storm pattern there that brings in multiple rounds of showers and storms through next week. Here's a look at our current temperatures right now across the region. Here in the Ohio River Valley, we've been stuck in the clouds for quite some time, especially in the beginning of the work week on Monday. Then we got a little bit of a break there on Tuesday, and then some more showers moved in Wednesday and yesterday. So now we're starting to warm back up with that sunshine in full force, around 70 degrees right now in Bowling Green, and they're even a little lagged behind there because that cloud cover stuck over western Kentucky through the morning hours. But now that we're all seeing that sunshine, we will top out in the upper 60s to lower 70s for today. And looking at our 24-hour temperature change, not too different from yesterday. However, it does look like you're a little bit cooler there in western Kentucky compared to just 24 hours ago. But here's a look at something fun we actually caught on our Skycam when Jeff was doing the 4 o'clock show yesterday. Right at the top, he had pulled out our webcam there, and as it was scrolling on by, we actually caught a unique feature. We've been talking about them for the past several days, and they're actually called cold air funnels. So while they look a little intimidating and a little scary, they do look like actual funnel clouds. They are a little bit different. Cold air funnels are rarely ever dangerous because they very rarely ever make it to the ground. And even when they do touch the ground, they do very minor damage. So it's not like a particularly intense thing, but it happens because there's just enough turning of the winds right at the surface, and that causes a little bit of an eddy to spin up at the base of the cloud as air rises up into it. So you get these little quick spin up funnels there, but then they often lift back up after a couple of minutes. I think this was only showing up on our Skycam for maybe 4 or 5-ish minutes, and then it started to lift back up into the clouds. But that was a fun little note we saw yesterday. There were even a couple other ones that maybe were trying to spawn off, but that other one was the main guy there with that cold air funnel. And this was taken on the Evansville riverfront, by the way. So many of you may have even saw some of your own cold air funnels yesterday. If you did, please feel free to send us a picture. We love looking at your guys' pictures just for verification, and it's fun. But here's a look at our Doppler radar now. So much different from yesterday. We're not really looking at showers or thunderstorms. We have high pressure now that's building in from the north, centered right over Chicago. The front that brought us that rain and thunderstorm activity yesterday, that has sagged off to our south, and it is kicking up another area of low pressure over the Gulf states there. So that's going to be a bit of a rainy Mother's Day weekend for folks in the deep south. But here, it looks like it'll stay dry and fairly nice. So here's a look at our radar, a little zoomed in more of our sky cover. We can see that we had a few clouds lingering over western Kentucky this morning. They have eroded away to the south with that high pressure building into the north. So all of us now seeing mostly sunny skies. Now with that rain we got yesterday, I think we got a little over an inch. So that brings our precip for the month all the way up to 2.3 inches for May so far, and we're only gone through the first week and a half. So we're already off to a good start. We are 0.6 inches above where we should be for the month, and then for the whole entire year, we're at around 5.5 inches above where we should be, because obviously March and April really hosed us there with all of that rain. And temperatures, surprisingly, while we're talking about a warm-up, they have been on the cooler side. They haven't been quite up to snuff so far in May. So our temperatures are actually running 3 degrees below where they should be. Our average temperature for the month, accounting for our high and the low of the day, is around 60 degrees. Here's a look at our high temperatures so far through the month of May. So we had a couple of 70s, but what really brought our temperatures, average temperature down so far for the month were those 2 days where we didn't even make it out of the 50s, and that was just this past weekend. So hopefully with these warmer temperatures, that will start to mix out that cooler anomaly there, and hopefully we end up right around average or even slightly above. I'm a fan of the warmth, but many of you have differing opinions. So hopefully if you want the warmth, you get it. If not, unfortunately, maybe you'll have to wait till winter again. But here's a look at our May precipitation. So we just went over our temperatures. It's been a pretty rainy month. We've had rain, recorded rain, at least almost every day so far for the month of May. The only day where we saw nothing at all was actually just this past Tuesday, where we got 0 inches. We also got 0.0 inches of rain on the 1st, but there was a few raindrops lingering around. So while it wasn't enough to measure it, it still fell from the sky. So it looks like we have only had one day so far in the month of May where we haven't had something fall from a cloud. So that'll be a nice change here as we go through the rest of today and into this weekend. But again, as we get into next week, it looks like we get back into a little bit more of an active weather pattern with multiple chances for some showers and thunderstorms. Looking at the next 12 hours here for our Friday evening, beautiful afternoon. Mostly sunny skies. Temperatures top out at around 70 degrees. They will drop through the 70s and 60s and down into the lower 50s overnight tonight with partly cloudy skies. Now looking at our Mother's Day weekend forecast, tomorrow still going to be pretty nice out there. Mostly sunny skies. Temperatures top out in the low to mid 70s, and then it gets even warmer as we get into actual Mother's Day on Sunday. We'll see partly cloudy skies, but still seeing a good bit of sunshine as well. Temperatures will top out in the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees on Sunday. So that'll be a great day to go out and enjoy a brunch outdoors, anything you want outdoors for mom. I think you're good to go for both Saturday and Sunday. So here's what we're looking at of our future radar through the rest of today and into this weekend here. And spoiler alert, there's not a whole lot we're tracking out. Again, we've got some higher level clouds lifting in from the south overnight tonight. You may see a couple of those streakier looking mare's tail clouds that we call cirrus clouds as we go through the day on Saturday, and then also as we get into Sunday. Sunday we'll see a good amount of sunshine as well. However, as we get into the overnight hours of Sunday into Monday morning, we do have another system that'll be on the way there, and that'll bring in some shower chances overnight into Monday. So during the day though, and pretty much all of Sunday night is going to stay dry. It's not until we get after midnight and into the day on Monday that we start to see those rain chances ramp back up. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's our next best chance for some showers and thunderstorms, and then it looks like we dry out a little bit by Thursday. But the Climate Prediction Center also highlighting our area here for that slightly above average precipitation amount. So also picking up on that slightly more active weather pattern as we go through the middle of the month here. So here's our European model, our longer range European model. This is going to show us through this weekend and into next week, but I've started it on Monday here. So by Monday, high pressure slides off to our east. That makes room for this area of low pressure to lift up from the south. And as that lifts up from the south, that's going to spread in that deep Gulf moisture. That's going to provide us with the fuel for the chance of some showers and some thunderstorms Monday and into Tuesday, possibly lingering a little bit into Wednesday. Now, it is a little bit too early to tell if there's any real severe weather threat, but of course, as we go through the spring months, especially May here in the tri-state, anytime there's thunderstorms, there's always a chance for at least some severe weather. Not expecting a severe weather outbreak, but you can't completely rule out some warnings through next week, but nothing too strong of a signal to really pop up an alert day for us. But we'll keep an eye on it, and then as we go through the rest of the work week, it looks like Thursday is going to be our drier day, and then Friday a little bit, at least into the first half of the day, then probably seeing some more shower activity Friday night, Saturday, and then potentially lingering into Sunday of next weekend. So definitely take advantage of the nicer, drier weather this weekend, because next weekend might not be so lucky. But temperatures continue to climb as well through the middle of the month, still expected to remain above average for our temperatures. So looking at the next 7 days, especially towards the last 2 days of this period here, you'll see we'll top out in the low to mid 80s, possibly even topping out in the upper 80s by the time we get into next Thursday. So it is going to get real hot again by the end of next week. But in the meantime, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, comfortable, average, sunny skies. showers, a little bit cooler Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we start to climb back up beginning Wednesday into the 80s, Thursday into the upper 80s, and then mid 80s by the time we get into Friday. So warmer air on the way. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast just to wrap everything up in a little bow here. Today, for the rest of the afternoon, we're all good. Through the night tonight, we'll stay dry. Beautiful night to get outside and enjoy any outdoor activities. That'll continue through the weekend there, so we're very fortunate here that Mother's Day ended up on the nicer side, because right on the other end of Mother's Day, we've got another storm system working its way in. Showers and thunderstorms likely Monday, Tuesday, possibly lingering into Wednesday before drying out briefly for Thursday, and then more shower chances possible towards the end of next week and into next weekend. So that's all I've got here for the 14 First Alert afternoon weather update. I'll send you guys over to 14 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 for all the latest news and weather headlines on air. But for digital and streaming, we'll be back here again at 9 o'clock tonight with Jeff Lyons for the 9 o'clock weather streaming show that we do every night. So until then, everybody stay safe, have a great weekend, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.